You can't live in the freshness of now if you're constantly fighting with the waves of the past. It can't be done. You can't carry two bags in that sense. You can't be preoccupied with the past, with the insults or the grievances of the past, and live in the freshness of now. And so if you conclude from that you're not really living in the freshness of now, then you must conclude that the veil is upon you in some way, and you've got one foot, at least one foot, maybe even both feet, in the past. And so what does that mean? What does that look like? Well, it looks like a preoccupation. It looks like a lack of freshness, a lack of directness, a lack of being here, present to what is happening. Because there's this constant overlay on experience of the past, as it's almost seeking. So it's not just seeking, it's coming up almost behind us and sort of imposing itself on the freshness of now. That's what the past does. It imposes itself on the freshness of now. And this obviously is quite an issue for people, quite an issue on the spiritual path, because it sort of blocks us, it blocks you from being here. And if you can't be here, then how are you going to find peace? Because you sure as hell aren't going to find it in the past. You have to make peace with the past, for sure, but you don't find peace in the past. You make peace and let it go, and in making peace with the past and letting it go in whatever way we can, then you find peace in the present. But you don't find peace in the future, and you don't find peace in the past. You only find peace in the now. And so if that's the case, which seems pretty logical, then it's incumbent upon us to somehow, once again, here I am, talking about dealing with the past. And what we don't understand about the past is that the past is actually seeking resolution in the present. It's not just coming up like a wave to impose itself on the present. It's coming up to impose itself because it wants resolution in the present. There's no other way. Where else is it going to go? If you think about it, if you think about the past as an energy, then it has no choice, because the hidden secret law of, I don't know what it is, the universe, or I wouldn't presume to know what the universe is, but there's a certain secret or hidden natural intelligence that says that all things are seeking wholeness. All things are seeking the light. All things are seeking union, including us and including everything that's in us. The emotional energy, the mental energy, blah blah. And so that emotional energy that got stuck back there is seeking resolution in the present. If we did but know that and really see it and become familiar with that idea and that possibility, then maybe we'd stop fighting with it so much as though it's the boogeyman, as though it's the bad thing, because it's painful. You know, the past, as the past comes up in us, so it's painful. I talked the other day, I think it was a couple of videos ago, about how the past shows up as reactivity. But the past shows up not as a ghost to just haunt us, but we interpret it that way because it's painful. So our interpretation is in many ways erred, It's an error of interpretation. Understandable, of course, because it is painful. But we see it as painful, and then in that inability to meet the pain, so we push it away again. But I'll guarantee one thing, pushing away the past doesn't resolve it. So it depends what we want. Depends what's being looked for. If we really want resolution, if we really want to find a deeper peace in the now, then there has to be a resolution of the past, as if almost a welcoming of it, as if a saying yes to it that I've gone through many times before. A saying yes to it instead of a saying no to it. And I know this is difficult, and I know it's kind of almost radical, but there isn't really any other way for us to resolve it. And of course we do all the other things as well, you know, therapy and bodywork and cathartic and somatic and all of that. That goes without saying on this channel. But I'm just talking about awareness, bringing more and a deeper intelligence to it, and a deeper awareness to it. It's like the other day, I talked about opening wider than the thought, opening wider than the problem or whatever is arising. It's like an energetic meeting. So instead of funneling in to the problem or the thought, I can't do this, or this shouldn't be happening, there was the invitation to widen. And there were quite a few comments that said, oh, well, that sounds possible, that sounds doable, that sounds like that's a good idea, and I can somehow start to work with that. Well, so it is. That's bringing an awareness and bringing an intelligence, not a mental intelligence, but a natural intelligence, an intuitive depth intelligence to our situation. Because nobody is incapable of this, but we have to understand that the past is showing up for good reason. And the good reason is because it's seeking wholeness. It's painful, yes, but it's seeking wholeness within us, and there's no other place for it to go. Nobody else can do it. It's on us. It was always on us. It was on me. I remember, you know, discovering that nobody was going to save me. It was on me. And at first, you know, I could have resented that, or felt abandoned again, or felt, you know, duped or tricked or something by God or by other people or by whatever relationship I was hoping was going to save me. And then by and by I thought, okay, well, if it's on me, I better get my act together. I better get myself kind of a bit more self-aware. And that meant dropping the court case of the past. It's amazing how much we drag it around as if we're either tied to it or it's tied to us, or else we, you know, are still getting something from it. And that's a question, right? That's a good question. Are we still getting something, you know, is the past still feeding something in us? Some wound within us. I know the past is a wound, but it's also feeding us on a certain level. And so we have to make a choice. Do I still want to be fed by that, whatever that means? You know, maybe it keeps me small. Maybe the past, unresolved past that keeps knocking on the door, coming up like a shadow, you know, is a convenient way of not stepping into something. All of these questions, I don't know how it is for you. I only know how it was for me. And I do only know that at a certain point it was incumbent upon me to look deeper and to let go more. And as I looked deeper and let go more and more and more, so I resolved and sought to resolve the past grievances of things that had happened to me, things that I'd done to other people, and to seek to let it go in a good way, in a healthy way, in a natural way, and in a loving way, but in a strong way as well. And as that happened, so I was able to only carry into the present what was essential. The learning, the language, the ability to walk, and the functional, and all of the wisdom that I'd gathered through experience. But the way to gather wisdom through experience is almost by letting those experiences go, and to no longer be, so hardwired, so glued to them. To let go, to unstick oneself, and fall into a deeper awareness, a deeper equanimity, to unstick from the past. These are the things that are beautiful, because then it allows you, enables you to live more in the freshness of now, and to meet life with a more open, kind presence and love. Bless you.